If you remember Yogos, you already know how weird it is that they're gone. They were everywhere for a while. You'd see them in the snack aisle, maybe in your lunchbox, and then one day they just disappeared. No warning, no goodbye, just gone. And now people look back and think, did those even exist? They did, and they were actually really popular for a short time. Yogos were a snack made by Kellogg's in the mid 2000s. They were small, chewy bites with fruit flavor inside and a sweet yogurt coating on the outside. But even though they said yogurt, they weren't really healthy yogurt. They tasted more like candy. That's why kids loved them. There were a few kinds of Yogos over time. You had the original Yogos Bits, which I loved. Someone that was born in 2004, I only got to enjoy a few years of Yogos. But I remember the small chewy pieces. There was fruit flavors like strawberry and blueberry, sweet yogurt coating on them. These are the ones most people remember. The sour Yogos Bits, they were so different. Same idea, but sour, stronger taste, and more like sour candy. And that's when I felt like they're kind of going away from the yogurt direction. I'm like, is there even yogurt on these? There was the Yogos rollers that it was just like, what are they even doing? This is a totally different direction. They're not little balls. They're more like soft rolled strips, similar to fruit roll-ups. These didn't last long, so a lot of people forgot about them. Parents liked Yogos because they saw the word yogurt. That made it sound healthier than candy, so for parents, it felt like a decent snack for lunchboxes. But kids knew the truth. It tasted like candy, not healthy food. It was one of those snacks parents approved of, but kids actually wanted. Yogos were part of the whole school lunch era of Lunchables, Capri Sun, Cartoon Network after school, trading snacks at lunch. If you had Yogos, it felt a little special. Yogos started disappearing around 2010. There wasn't one big reason, it was a mix of things. Obviously, they're not really healthy. Even though they were marketed as yogurt snacks, they had a lot of sugar. Over time, parents became more careful about snacks like that. They didn't fit a clear category. They weren't real yogurt, they weren't full candy. There was something in between that made them harder to sell long term. And also, other snacks became more popular. Granola bars, fruit snacks, and real yogurt tubes took over. Yogos slowly got pushed out. And it's hard to keep good quality. The coating and texture didn't hold up as easily as normal candy snacks. That made them more expensive to produce. And Yogos weren't just a snack. They remind people of being a kid. School days felt simple, snacks were fun, everything felt easier. The bright, vibrant colors, the marketing. So when people remember Yogos, they're not just thinking about food, they're thinking about that time in life. Yogos didn't get replaced, they just disappeared. And that's why people still talk about them today. It felt like it was just yesterday when I could see Yogos being frozen and why they taste better even frozen, the bits. Because if you remember them, you remember a whole era that doesn't really exist anymore. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have an amazing day or night. Peace out, y'all.